I bet she drinks milk. No! Coming up on the Vanderpump Rules after show.
I told you guys about my roommate, right? It's just my ex-girlfriend. I just wanted to bring new people over, because, like, I did lose a lot of friends.
If I was those girls, I'd be like, oh, this is her dog?
This is her house?
This is her house? If I were him, I would feel pathetic. Yep.
I want to apologize to you for the way I acted during your divorce.
Nice tactic. Also, don't believe it.
And I go, what announcement? And he goes, Dancing with the Stars. When I first heard the rumor, I called her and I was like, wait, is this the thing? And she's like, no, I mean, they're pitching me for it, but it's such a you to Tom because he's always wanted to do that show too.
I actually took ballroom lessons and everything.
What about Dancing with the Fallen Stars? That's got legs.
That's the best poop bathroom in all of West Hollywood.
He's the expert on it.
Is this an actual conversation that 40-year-olds were having?
It's one that 40-year-olds are trying to have right now.
The Vanderpump Rules after show starts right now.
Let's talk Dancing with the Stars.
This was a show I started watching in college. I always loved it. I went as an audience member with friends who had been on it from the very early seasons, and I was like, wow, one day, you know, if I'm ever a star, as they call it on the show, I'm not calling myself that, easy, but I'm like, how fun would that be? And anyone who knows me, I think, knows that this is something I've wanted to do for a really long time, and it wasn't that I wasn't happy for her. I was very happy for her. I wasn't happy how I found out about it. I picked up Dan at the airport. We grabbed lunch, and he was like, oh, the announcement on Wednesday, Ariana had to stay in town, so I flew in because she can't come to New York. And I go, what announcement? And he goes, Dancing with the Stars. I would have rather heard from her. And when I first heard the rumor about it, I called her and I was like, wait, is this the thing? And she's like, no, I mean, they're pitching me for it, but nothing is happening yet. But it's such a you to Tom because he's always wanted to do that show too.
It's been a dream of mine, too. I actually took ballroom lessons and everything.
I took salsa lessons once on 3rd Street.
I was working on the ninja sword signed by Randy Jackson for years and, like, getting on Dancing with the Stars for years.
What about Dancing with the Fallen Stars?
Coming to Snapchat this fall.
Wait, that's got legs.
With Scheana, she's a very supportive friend. The word jealous is such an ugly word and has such a negative connotation to it. It just is like the root of evil, right? That's not where Scheana was coming from. I'm sure Scheana was bummed out because it's something she wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I think she was more hurt where it's like, why am I finding out with like random people in Iowa that my best friend is doing Dancing with the Stars? Like, I'm just sitting here as a fan, it seems like.
Well, didn't that just happen with Chicago, too?
It certainly did.
Okay, because I know that everybody was upset about that because, like, her own business partner did.
Well, that was wild. For her to not tell Katie, like, something about her is Schwartz and Sandy's 2.0. Ariana is Tom Sandoval, and Katie is Schwartz. Like, it's literally like, is anyone else seeing this? Seems very familiar.
I would have just hoped she would call me and let me know. It's like Logan knew, Brad knew, Dana, I don't know who else.
I didn't tell anybody, but I did tell Logan, and obviously my team who was working on it, you know, they all knew. When that rumor came out, like nothing had been signed. It was maybe gonna happen, but it wasn't official and it wasn't confirmed. And there was a big fear that coming out was going to like deter them, and it was gonna, that rumor, I don't know where it came from, but that could possibly like lose it for me. And I have since spoken to like the head producer. She was like, you know, I'm so glad that you didn't tell people because like we would have been pissed, you know? And Scheana is a public figure. And this is also during a time where we're being like followed everywhere all the time. And by the time Dan brought it up to her, the announcement was official, it was official. So like, it's okay if people find out at that point. But that time frame in between like us working on it, that rumor coming out and it being official was like a very freaky time because it was one of those things where like, this cannot get out because we've already been like, on thin ice.
I know Ariana well enough to know what her dreams are, and she's literally living her dream.
Did you watch any of her dances?
I did not. I just didn't. I mean, I think that's a little weird. I don't know. I feel weird about it.
Yeah, I did. I voted for her. even when she had completely iced me out of her life.
So I texted him, and then I blocked him.
You blocking your number. Go choke on Sandoval's dirty ass dick some Jesus.
You tried voting for her, but you were blocked through the voting system.
He's like, I don't want your stinking vote.
Tom had some friends over at what you called the sexy singles pool party.
Ew. I mean, look, does it hurt my feelings? No. But do I think it's gross? Yeah.
I told you guys about my roommate, right?
Who's your roommate?
It's just my ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Nothing serious, like just a 10-year relationship.
If I was those girls, I'd be like, oh, wait, what? Like, oh, this is your ex bought this couch and I'm sitting my butt on it? Oh, this is her dog?
This is her house?
This is her house? Oh, she lives here? You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, no, and like, no hate to them, whatever, like, do your thing, girls. But I would feel, if I were him, I would feel like pretty pathetic.
Yep. It wasn't just like, you know, a bunch of girls. It was like people and some girls. And like, it's not like there was gonna be like any hooking up going on, like nothing like that. I just wanted to bring new people over. Cause like, you know, I did lose a lot of friends during this whole situation. So I am also just trying to meet people in general.
I felt super uncomfortable, dude.
I'm so proud that Tom is putting himself out there, but like maybe don't do it under the same roof of the girl that you cheated on.
It just feels weird for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll out.
All right. I painted my toenails for you.
All right, I'll hit you up later.
Does it win Schwartz any brownie points that he wouldn't stay at the party?
Yeah, I mean, good for him.
No, because 3, 2, 1, he's back to being like, whoa, like it's
Yeah,
just,
I mean, like
he has a moment of clarity for 4 seconds. Like, congrats, but like let's work on 5 seconds next time. Like, I don't like he can't make it stick. That's the thing.
but you know, yeah, sure.
I mean, I wouldn't care if she had people over, guys over, whatever. Like, if she's trying to meet new people, like, I don't mind.
Did you talk it over with Ariana first?
She will not talk to me, so.
Here's what I think. Is it your house?
It's both of ours.
It's a tough situation. I also was told that, like, the house is yours. That's from what I was told. Like, you make the payments, you take care of all the bills. So I look at it from that way, like, at the end of the day, if she's that upset and I'm not sticking up for either one of them, maybe she's doing very well in life, okay? She can get an Airbnb, she can get a hotel. She's that upset. I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. I might get hated for it, but whatever.
She definitely has brought people over, though. People I don't know. And, like, partied there. I mean, there's been times where it was a Monday, 4:30 a.m. People are, like, drunkenly going up and down the stairs. Like, Wednesday, 4 a.m., fully knowing that I have, you know, work the next day. I haven't said anything. There did come to a certain point. It was like the 5th day in a row of doing this shit, and I just like went downstairs in the kitchen and just sat there and was like, if you guys don't keep it down, like, I bought that TV, I'm gonna unplug it, you know? Like, it was like 4 in the morning, 5th night in a row.
Tell me what it was like to get back out there as a single guy at the pool party.
It was scary. One thing that you gotta like go through a little bit is like, because it's been so long since you've been dating, you're like, where am I in the grand scheme of things? Like, am I an eligible bachelor? Am I kinda eligible? Am I still good looking? Like, you ask all these questions. Like, what am I? Am I a 5? Am I a 7?
Am I the most hated man in America?
Yeah. I think most people like knew, and it's like, might as well, you know, talk about the elephant in the room. I told you guys about my roommate, right?
Who's your roommate?
It's just my ex-girlfriend. Yeah. Nothing serious, like just a 10-year relationship. I keep her locked in the room, and I crush potato chips and put them under the door for her to eat. I'm just kidding.
What's so sad, honestly, for him, for my ex, is that, you know, I don't know what's the like quota, it's like every 3 weeks or something really disrespectful has to be done towards me. But it's like, the bar is so low for him as a person. Like, people expect just the absolute worst. So when something really disrespectful, you know, that is disrespectful, or like going on his own podcast and like talking shit about me on a very regular basis, people just go, well, what did you expect? They don't expect a level of decency. So things get totally just washed over and brushed aside because they're like, well, we already knew he sucked, so it's not shocking anymore. And that's honestly like sad if like you're that person. But I don't think he cares because he keeps doing stuff. So that's the thing. Even in like the super tease, there's like a shot of him like in the pool or something. I bought those cups, or I like got those cups gifted. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, I'm a man. It's like, why? I'm also just like, hey, whatever. All of it falls on deaf ears anyways.
When you're younger, like it's a huge red flag to talk about an ex, but as you get older, maybe you've been divorced. If I'm on a date with someone and like if they were to bring up their ex now, I would love to chat about it. We can hash it out. We can spend the whole day talking about your ex.
Like everybody has had an ex or an ex-wife, or I mean, everybody's been down that road. I feel like it's weird if you haven't been almost.
Apparently, they're anticipating a huge wave of divorces like never before. Am I a statistic?
I think there should be like a 10-year thing where you get married and after 10 years, you can re-up or walk away. You go to the DMV kind of thing and say, hey, we're coming up on 10 years. You want to keep going, we can extend it, or we can walk away amicably. None of this craziness with the lawyers and money this. I think also marriage is so much different nowadays. Like everyone's like, well, how did our parents stay together? Well, my dad worked from 8 to 5 when he was never home. Now everybody works from home. Of course, when you're together all the time, you drive each other nuts. I never saw my dad. That's why they were together for 40 years. My parents never saw each other. You know?
It's kind of low-key
It's,
true.
I mean, I saw my dad on the weekends. That was it, really, you know?
When playing Never Have I Ever, Brock, you may have admitted to having a threesome involving 2 guys.
Can you tell me the story about that?
I remember any of this?
Never have I ever had a threesome with 2 dudes. I was like, wait, I remember.
I heard the threesome, I got excited, I was like, yeah. And then he was drinking and everyone looked at me and I was like, what? And then they read the full question, I was like, oh, there was 2 guys involved. Well, there was this time, but it was, you know, there was 4 people in the room. But it was a 50-50 ratio, so that was where I got, yeah. I just jumped the gun, I heard threesome and drunk. I was like, yeah.
What country was this in?
San Diego days.
San
Yeah.
Diego.
So was it with Scheana?
No.
What?
I think Scheana wanted to abort that mission. She wasn't interested in like knowing what went where.
Yeah.
In Brock's threesome.
Right.
But she was very interested in talking about her orgy.
When were you in an orgy?
It was with an A-list celebrity. You know, once upon a time, my body was a wonderland. I'll say that. Circa 2008.
Her fun
maybe?
days. Remember her fun days?
Yeah, my Hollywood days. 1 dude, me, 2 other girls.
Tried a threesome twice and just didn't work out in my favor at all. Both times, dude's fault. One time when I worked at SUR, we had a girl not on Vanderpump Rules decide, because Tom Sandoval and I had such a sexless relationship, that she would try to like make him want me again.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went to the Belmont and she was like hitting on me and like smacking my butt, and then going back to the apartment, she's like, oh, change into that, like, but let me see, oh, that's a great one. And then eventually she and I started like messing around in order to get him excited, and he just wanted to hook up with her, and she was like, no.
Yeah.
No. She's like, I watch.
Threesomes in relationships, never a good idea.
Hard no, guys.
Hard no.
I haven't even had 3 people. I think I'm too jealous though. As much fun as I want to have.
It has to be with someone like
That you don't
people
care
that you
about.
think are hot,
Yeah.
that you're like, you have.
One and done.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
need to be extremely
Okay, I could do that then probably.
It's like a fun experience. I recommend it.
Hey, I'm all for the freaky stuff.
I like the freaky
I
stuff
love
too.
it.
I've never had anal sex.
What?
Have you?
Yeah.
I know people
Sorry.
are shocked when I say that I've never had anal, because they're like, but you talk like you're such a freak. And I'm like, is that like, you're not a freak unless you've done anal?
No.
I just know what happens down there. You know?
You're like, no, thank you.
Like, you're seeing it when it's nice and pretty, but I've seen it after like a cup of coffee and a hit of the vape. So we're good.
Oh my gosh, I love it.